I am 20 years old, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I was able to generate close to $1 million online with my AI agency business and breaking down everything that I've done in order to achieve that success at such a young age. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, there's a million different business models online, and I'm too young to have been able to try all of them, nor would I want to if I did have the time. So, keep in mind, this is just one business model that has worked for me. If you want to know how it's worked for me and if it can work for you at all, give me just 20 minutes and I'll break down everything step by step in this video. Now, before we get started, I'm going to hit the refresh for you so that you know this is legit. These are legit dashboards. There you go. You can see that there. And this is the other one. Plus, I have a ton of different payments from like wires, PayPal, crypto, whatever. All right, and then you can see 63,000 right here. So, AI agency. The biggest thing that people will get wrong right off the bat is they will start and they will target everybody and their mom. They'll go after all types of businesses, whether they're professional or home service, whatever the case is. The most important thing, more important than your offer, is a niche, okay? If you can establish a niche and target an audience and specifically work with that audience and do well for them, you're going to crush it. Now, the niche and offer will tie hand in hand, but the most important thing is, remember in the beginning, you have to go after a specific market. If you go after everybody, you're going to set yourself up for failure. You're not Elon Musk or Apple. You haven't established yourself in the space yet. You're not big enough to where you can expand. So first thing is going to be the niche. There's three ways that you can go. You can go home services, you can go professionals, or you can go info products. Now, home services, specifically what I've seen, are the easiest to break into because they are a market that, number one, has a lot of money, and number two, is not very tech savvy. Okay, so there's a lot of room to work with there, and it's a space where you can develop a skill that those guys are going to be willing to pay 5, 10, even upwards of $15,000 to not have to do it themselves. Okay, and the second is professionals. You have lawyers, accountants, dentists, doctors, real estate agents. Now, this is a good market, but it's very hard to break into. It's a market where, you have PhDs, you have master's degrees, you have intelligent people who went to school for a long time, and they might request that in return. They'll either want to see some sort of proof of concept of, you working with a previous client or clients, or some sort of marketing degree, which, to be honest, you don't need it, but those people might expect that from you. So keep that in mind. They have lots of money, which is a good thing, and once you break it into the market, it can crush, right? And the third is info products, which honestly, stay clear of these guys for now. They are, like I said, a good market that, probably the best of the three, and you can make the most money out of it, but it's just so difficult to break into these guys and find a skill and a service to where they actually require it, because number one, they are usually tech savvy. Like most agencies and coaches and consultants, they're literally a glorified media buyer, or a glorified contractor, so they're doing everything in their business themselves, which requires a lot of technical knowledge. So it's going to be hard for you to charge high prices, and there to be a lot of demand for whatever you're going to offer. So from those three, honestly, home services is definitely what I recommend. Number one, that's what I'm in. I'm in a sub niche within home services, and professionals is good as well. If maybe you have experience working with these people, or maybe you were one. Like I've had people who started an AI agency that I worked with that were lawyers, and then they went after lawyers, and it worked great, right? Because of number one, connections, and they understand the market, yada yada yada. So that's the first thing you have to keep in mind, is the niche. Now the second is the offer, of course. These tie hand in hand. A lot of times people will create their offer before their niche. And it doesn't make sense to me. Each and every business has, sure, like a 3 core main principles and problems that they solve, but it's very specific on how to actually solve those 3 pillars and those problems that they face. So your offer is going to heavily rely on your niche, and I'm going to build this offer around the home service niche and what I recommend to go after. Now, there's 3 pillars that we need to cover. Number 1 is lead gen, number 2 is appointment setting, and number 3 is deals being closed. Now, the first 2 we can do a lot. There's a lot that we can work on. There's a lot that we can fix. The third's a little bit tricky, but I'll talk about how we kind of go about that. Now, for lead gen, what we're going to do is we're going to generate leads and run ads on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Now, primarily, I use Meta for pretty much all of my clients. Google rarely. It really depends. It's a unique situation, but that's what we're going to do. The second thing that we're going to do is generating those appointments, so turning the leads from the ads that we're running into appointments. Now, we're going to be using AI for the majority of that, and majority of the AI section is going to be SMS, not phone calling AI. I'll explain why. And then for the closing deal side of things, we can either enhance their existing sales process, or we can actually replace and train a sales rep for them. Now this, I'm not even going to consider as the main offer. I consider it closer placement as sort of an upsell. So for example, right now we have a client that we're working with where we filled up his calendar, and he already has people working on the jobs. Like, he doesn't go in person and do the jobs. He just goes to the estimates that we book him, and he's fully booked 2 months out, so we can't spend more on ads, which means we can't charge more on a retainer. So the next step for him is literally placing and training a sales rep, so that way it replaces him, it saves him time, and we can also open up a second, a third, a fourth calendar and then scale the business. So I'll talk more about that. That is the main and general idea of what we're going to do. Lead gen through Facebook and Instagram, generating those leads into appointments with AI and VAs, and the third is closing deals. Now, how do we fulfill on this offer? A lot of people are going to say, hey, Nick, I don't know how to solve this, number one, and I don't have the money to pay others to do it. So basically, what we're going to do is use this financial arbitrage process, which is a delegation. Now, what you're going to do is you're never going to be paying for your client's fulfillment out of pocket. You're going to be using the money that your client pays you to be able to fulfill for that client. That's why it's very important that we're closing deals for upfront cash, not doing like pay after or commission basis deals. You want to stay away from those, especially in the beginning when you don't have a proven fulfillment process. So basically, a client provides the money, you put the money aside, you go out and find a contractor. Contractor performs the service is delivered to the client, and then you retain the majority of the funds. You pay off the contractor. Now, how are we going to hire a contractor? Simple. You're going to go on Upwork. Upwork is very, very good, very easy to use, and there's a section where you can actually, let me just log in here. There's a section where you can actually view a talent board. So as you can see here, this is a talent board with a bunch of contractors. So, for example, let's say we're looking for a Facebook ads media buyer home service for the home service niche. We search this up. Bam, we have Semantica from India for 22 an hour, 99% job success rate, right? And you just get these people who are a good price and a high job success rate. You line them up, you reach out to them, you can message, so you don't actually need to invite them on a job. You can message them beforehand, and you essentially line them up for when your client is going to come through. And you have like 3-4 contractors on standby. You let them know, hey, I have so-and-so client, I need so-and-so work done. As soon as they come through, I'll let you know, and if you're good to go, we'll get started. And then you just rate them, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. When the client comes through, you reach out to number 1. Maybe he's busy with another project. You go to number 2. Number 2 is good, get started, and you do that. And then you have essentially a guarantee, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, if I don't pay them before, then I don't guarantee that they'll do the work. Just line up a couple of them, right? And then you have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And then you're going to allocate the funds. So that's how we're going to fulfill. Now, the thing is, this arbitrage method will work, but it won't work perfectly, and I'll tell you why. Because these people that you're hiring off Upwork have had experience working with other businesses, and sure, they might be an expert in the space, but they are not an expert on your offer, on your niche, okay? That's why I honestly say it's very, very important that when you're starting off, I don't recommend going right into this fulfillment process. And I suggest that you learn it yourself. Okay, you understand the process of your business, you understand the fulfillment side, and once you've understood it, maybe with a little bit of help from a marketing agency or an AI developer or whatever, working side by side to tweak it to your business and write and create SOPs, so standard operating procedures for trainings. Now what this is going to do is can actually create a solid process in place to where you can expect great fulfillment from these contractors. If you are essentially hiring them on and throwing the work at them and expecting them to do exactly what you want, I'm sorry, you're going to be let down. That's not how training works. You need extensive KPIs in place. You need to understand that these people don't know your business. You'll have the rare talent come through, if you get lucky where they'll just do everything perfectly without you having to tell them much, but majority of the time that's not the case. So work side on side, hand in hand with a contractor for the first client at least. For me, my first 5 to 10 were completely on my own. And I used YouTube to figure it out, and then eventually I was kind of falling behind, so I hired on a media buyer, and I trained him from what I had learned so far, and then he just built on top of it. So it was almost like a hybrid kind of solution that we did. So yeah, that's what I recommend, and then you can go and delegate to a marketing agency or hiring an AI developer or whatever, okay? Now, how much are we actually going to sell this for? Okay, that's the big question. Right now, we are charging between a $2,000 a month retainer to a $5,000 a month retainer with no setup fee. Now, I personally recommend that you do not do that. It's not a good thing to start with, mainly because what happens is when you put people on a monthly retainer basis, you are essentially having confidence in your offer that they're going to stay on for a number of months to where it makes sense and you will profit off of running ads. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I have 10K up front and you're working with them for 5 months, and then you have 2K and you're working with 2K a month and you want to work with them for 5 months, if within the second month they don't see any results, even the first month, they are not going to stay on. So you're going to lose that client. Even if you sign contracts, even if whatever, it's going to be very hard to keep on that client if you're not succeeding and not showing them results within the early months. So that's something to keep in mind with your pricing model. In the beginning, especially when you don't have a ton of confidence in your fulfillment, you want as much upfront as possible. So that's why we're going to charge $10,000 upfront with 3 months of support included in that. What that's going to do, like I said, it's going to bring more cash flow for your business. It's going to allow you to have more funds and resources to actually be able to fulfill and help that client. And with that $10,000, they're receiving 3 months. Then after that, you can charge on the retainer of 2, 3, 4K a month. The client covers all of the ad spend with that, so that's not included. For example, our lowest retainer is 2K a month, and they require 3K a month in ads. And then client covers the software fees. Okay. Now, what are the profit margins of this business model? In total, we're looking at about 66%, and I'll break it down. Now, this is with contractors. This is not with employees. Employees will drastically increase your profit margins because they're paid on salary, not per job, okay? So you'll just, it's more efficient. Now, for the 3 months, white label AI agency, if you're working hand-on-hand with them and yourself, it's going to run you about $1,500. An AI developer on the very, very high end of things for the 3 months, it's going to run you $1,000, and then a VA is $300, okay? It's going to leave you with around $6,600 left. Now, to put into comparison just how good that profit margin is, what is the average profit margin of a restaurant, okay? So, as you can see, 3 to 5%. That is the average profit margin, just to give you an idea of how great online service-based businesses are, especially AI agencies, because a lot of the times AI is doing the work for your clients, so very low cost to fulfill for these clients, and it's a service-based. There's no physical product, there's no electricity, there's no bill. You could literally work from your bedroom, you could work from a villa in Bali across the world, literally in Asia, right? So that's the profit margin. Now, one thing I want to break down, a little more that I didn't break down before. So for the lead gen side of things, we are doing the meta ads, okay? We're going to be running that through a marketing agency or Upwork, whatever. YouTube videos, very simple, meta ads. Now for the appointment setting, what we're going to do is we're going to use a software called Closebot, okay? This is going to be for all SMS or text or anything that's, texting online. So it could be WhatsApp, it could be Facebook, it could be whatever. This is what we're going to use. Closebot is really, really good SMS AI agent that can communicate with leads and actually book them in. That's what we're going to use, and we're going to apply this for all of our clients, including us as well, and I'll explain that a little bit more. And we're going to use VAs for the calling, and VAs can be found on Upwork, same thing. So you just say, like, a phone caller. You have cold caller, appointment setter from the Philippines, Janice, right? And you have a bunch of people here, right? And then on the closing deal side, there's a couple of things that you can do. I personally recommend this as a number one because most of the home service niche is running on pen and paper, is a CRM implementation. Now, a lot of people are like, hey Nick, how is that enhancing their close rate? Because it has nothing to do with closes. Well, the cool thing about Jobber is setting up a business with a real CRM long term is going to make them so much more money. It's organized. It's professional. You can send quotes. You can do literally everything on here, and it makes your client seem so much more professional to the client directly, and also the value upfront that they'll see from getting all of this is crazy, right? It's super high. Some people would pay $10,000 just for this alone. So I honestly recommend Jobber. It'll go really, really, really good in the long run with your client. A ton of value upfront as well. And the other thing is, like I said, you can do a trainer. A closer rep placement. So you're literally running local ads for them within the area, and you're finding a sales rep that has experience in whatever they need, and you're placing them into the business, charging like a $5,000 to $10,000 one-time upfront fee. That is what we do right now, and that's something that you can add in your offer. Okay. Now, how are we specifically going to sell this offer? So I just told you everything about the business model, the profit margins, how we're going to fulfill for it, the arbitrage process, picking your niche and offer, everything. How are we actually going to sell this to businesses? So we're going to use exactly what we offer our clients. We're going to be running meta ads, and that's the cool thing. And personally, if you don't have the money to run ads, I wouldn't go and do it. You can cold call. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a grind. But I recommend running ads because what happens is you're switching the authority. You're putting yourself in the position of, hey, you're coming to me for help. I'm not coming to you. So you need my help. You're coming to me. It puts you immediately in a position of authority with warm leads, warm customers compared to cold calling. So running Facebook and Instagram ads for yourself, using ChatGPT and AI to generate creatives, all of that jazz, okay? It's pretty simple. There's lots of ads online where you can, how to run B2B home service ads on Meta and Facebook. I have a lot of videos where I break it down, so I'm not going to go too in-depth in this video. But there's two ways that I structure this is either a UGC video, like you talking to the camera, or you have a demo of whatever your product is in the AI. Now, there's a couple different ways you could record the UGC. You could record you talking to the camera, or you could even get your client. So after you sign a couple clients, the best ad is going to be a testimonial. Your client sits down, talks to the camera, tells them about how the experience was working with you, breaks down, tells other people to work with you. That's the best ad that you could possibly get. So unfortunately, to start off, you're not going to have that. Until then, you just speak into the camera, hey, whatever, we offer 50 plus estimates, blah, 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 blah. Okay, stuff like that. There's lots of videos in my channel talks about it as well as like a demo of the AI. You could show, hey, are you a contractor? Is this what happens whenever a lead comes through one of your ads? And then you could show, missed call, nobody's picking up the phone. And then you show your AI system that immediately texts, or your VA that's, in the phone call center that calls them, books them in, puts them directly in their calendar, and then, it shows them what a great experience it is to work with you. Now what happens, this is the ad, what happens once they click learn more, okay? We're actually going to send them, so that's the learn more is the call to action button at the bottom that we're going to run. That's the best one that works, like not buy now or anything like that. Book now, learn more is the best. You're going to send them to the VSL page. Now personally, I recommend you skip this. Don't go to the VSL page directly, mainly because what happens is you're creating a ton of friction right off the bat. Okay, you want to have as little friction as possible, especially when you're not spending a lot on ads. So you're going to send them straight to the booking page, plus the qualification questions, where it's going to have a calendar page. They pick a time, and then they fill out a bunch of questions about them and their business, their name, their email, phone number. Always collect and capture the leads info, because then we're going to nurture them. We're going to send texts, we're going to send emails, we're going to call them, everything, right, to get them booked in. I'm going to ask them the questions, then we're going to send them to a thank you video and a booking page where we're just explaining, hey, thanks for booking a call, watch this quick video, confirm your call, make sure you're showing up, and then a quick VSL. Now, I personally don't even recommend a VSL, just because sometimes there'll be a little bit too much friction, and you don't want to, spam them with videos, especially home service guys. They're not going to put in the time most of the time. So that's what we're going to do. And now, the problem here is from when they click on the learn more and they go to this funnel page, 5 to 12% of cold leads are self-booking. So that means if you generate 100 leads, 5 of those 100 are going to book themselves, which is absolutely terrible. We don't want that. The solution to fix that, and what you need to do, otherwise you are not going to be profitable in ads, is to use what we sell, which is SMS nurturing. As soon as they come through, within 2 minutes, they get sent a text message, hey, I saw that you're looking for more estimates, blah, 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 are you free to book a call? Spams them with text, literally multiple times per day for the first week, then every single day for the next month. And then SMS bots. So if they ever respond to the text, and let's say it's 2 a.m., a SMS bot will respond right away, and it will have a conversation with them. It'll get them booked in. You can also mix in voice AI with that, or your VA and call center. So that's what I recommend. You get on the phone, you call every single lead that's coming through, double dialing right away, an hour after they opt in, 12 hours, and then 2 times a week for a month, and then call once per month until the lead is considered dead. And also email nurturing sequences. So sending them emails, daily emails for 2 to 3 weeks, and then reactivation emails monthly, telling them, hey, you opted in, blah, 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 you're missing out on this. This is going to increase our booking rate by hopefully 25 to 35%, putting it at a total of around 40. That's what we are looking for. If you're above a 40% lead to booking rate, it's very, very good. Very, very good. So that's what we're going to do. And the final step is pitching the client. It's really as simple as setting the structure and breaking the remorse and showing the value. Saying, hey, we have all this fluff, and that's where a lot of people get it wrong. We have all this fluff. We have this cool AI system. Forget about it. You put $1 in, we put $5 out. Break down the numbers for them. Show them. On average, we get 20 new leads every single month for you, or whatever. 50 new leads every single month for you. 30% of those are booking. That's whatever, 15, I don't know, I didn't do the math. Let's say we get you 20 bookings per month on a 30% close rate on an average $10,000 ticket price. You're making $200,000 a month from us with a mere $5,000 per month investment, whatever, that's ours, 2 and 3. Break down the numbers and make it stupid for them to say no. Make sure that you remove any remorse and you identify and you break down the structure of what is going to happen next so that they are very clear and never confused. A big thing that Alex Hormozi says is break everything down in a 3rd grade reading level. Make it so that they are not confused. Stop using fancy words to impress people. Okay, it's important that AI is this new thing, but it also distracts people from actual value. A lot of businesses don't care about your new AI system or new AI model. They care about, hey, can this guy make me more money than what I'm paying him? And if you can do that and you can say it with confidence that you're going to do that, you're going to close lots of deals. Don't worry about it. Sales training is a whole nother ball game, so you have to be prepared. The first deal is going to be the hardest to close. Now, I hope you guys found some sort of value from that, and part of what I do on my YouTube channel and running my agency is actually help and I partner with people one-on-one as my mentees to help them scale their AI agency to exactly what I've been able to do, close to 1 million online. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I'll have a link in the description below where you can apply to work with me. I only work with a select few people per month. I literally have a whole business that I'm running. So I don't have a lot of time. I only work with a few people. It is a significant investment, or some would say investment, significant, but I do guarantee your success as long as you follow and do what I say. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and book the first link in the description below. If not, no worries. I hope you found some sort of value from this video. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.